Sales consultant Stacy Roach parks her car between the Harley-Davidson dealership and a KFC before heading into her eatery for a taste of Italy. With gnocchi to die for, it's perfetto. It's in San Ramon on San Ramon Valley Boulevard, and it's called Incontro Ristorante.
My name is Gianni Bartoletti. Our cuisine at Incontro is a mixture of authenticity and creativity. We make the bread every day, and it comes out fresh out of the oven at 5 o'clock. So when people comes in at 5:30, 6 o'clock, they have a nice, fresh, warm bread. Most of the pasta is homemade, usually the long cut. And we try to make everything in the house. Our homemade potato gnocchi are made with the fontina cheese sauce and the truffle essence, and they are just the absolute favorite. I've been here for 3.5 years, and the people that work with me, they started from day one. And I think this can be the secret to a great success when you're working with people that you really respect, and especially with customers that you really love. And I think I found my home here.
All right, Stacy, you're a regular at Incontro. I don't want to say you have your own bar stool, but...
Well, yeah, pretty much. It's a great joint. We went there soon after coming back from a trip to Italy, and when I walked in, I just felt like, oh my God, I'm back in Italy. It was just fantastic. The owners are so warm and welcoming, and in fact, the second time I went back, they noticed that I'd gotten my hair cut, which, you know, as a woman, really, to notice that.
That's so Italian, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. But they do a great job. They make all their own bread and pasta, and so any of the pasta specials are fantastic. They do a really good job with fish and seafood. Yeah, when I was there recently, I got the a special pappardelle, which was with chickpeas. Oddly enough, I wasn't sure how I'd feel about that, and shrimp, but it was fantastic.
Great. And Tom, what did you have when you ate at Incontro?
Well, we started off with a great appetizer. We had a roasted eggplant that was stuffed with goat cheese and smoked salmon. I'm a big smoked salmon fan, and it was just phenomenal. It was covered in a light cream sauce, nothing too heavy, just the perfect way to start off the meal. We moved on then to our entrees. I went with the flat steak, which was served with potatoes and Brussels sprouts. My dining partner got actually one of the pasta specials. It was a small pasta, again with a cream sauce and a pork ragu. I know her favorite part was that usually when you get, you know, meat in your pasta at Italian restaurants, it's in these completely unmanageable, gigantic bites, and no one wants to eat pasta with a knife.
Right.
So she just loved that it was broken up into perfect bite-sized pieces, and really was a fan. Unfortunately, I wish I would have known that it was a pasta and seafood restaurant, because the steak wasn't quite what I was angling for. It had a black truffle gravy on it, which sounded like a great idea, but I now know that black truffles completely overpower anything you put them near. So it was, you know, a lot of gravy, and the steak, which I ordered medium rare, was definitely cruising on into medium.
Did you send it back?
I didn't send it. Yeah. I'm not that kind of guy. I'll grin, bear it, and eat. And it was good. You know, I just kind of expected a bit more from them. I liked everything else we got. The bread, which you mentioned, was phenomenal. And I could eat bread all day. I could have had bread as my entree, actually, and loved it. But yeah, I just wasn't quite all there in terms of my steak.
And what about you, Terrence?
I have to say, I do agree with both of you. The bread is phenomenal there. They homemake it every day, and it was probably one of the best parts of the meal. I started out with split pea soup that had roasted bell peppers, and it was a little bit of an indication of, for me, the way the rest of the meal was going to go. It was very light. It was flavorful, but I had to reach for the flavor. It wasn't quite bold enough for me. And for an entree, I tried the gnocchi, which is staple, you know, Italian dish, very hard to do. Again, flavor was good. It was in like a cream and cheese sauce. Flavor was good, but it was a little light. Then I also tried, I think I had the pork dish, maybe with the pasta that your friend had, and the pork was really tender, amazingly tender, really good flavor. But again, I felt like I needed to salt it a little bit or pepper it a little bit just to kind of enhance some of the flavor. So in general, pretty good for me, but I needed more. I wanted some more boldness to it.
One of the things that I love about Italian cooking is that they take really fresh, really simple ingredients, nothing crazy, and then put it together expertly. And that's what I've always found at Incontro. So.
Yeah, I would agree. It was definitely fresh. I actually had a taste of the salad as well, a rucola salad, and the Parmesan was great. The rucola was fantastic. It had roasted corn in it, which was, again, very good. Light vinaigrette on top of it. So everything was fresh. The pasta was fresh. The pork was very tender and tasty and fresh. Another great thing about the place, too, is that the atmosphere is fantastic there, and the ambiance was really great. And for me, the portion size, because I looked at the prices, and I thought it may be a little pricey, even for Dublin, but I thought it may be a little pricey, but then the portion sizes were pretty good.
I did feel that some of the items were really appropriately priced. Our appetizer was well worth the money. The wine was actually very affordably priced.
They do actually. They have some bottles on there for $20 or less. You can actually get a bottle of wine for which you have to respect. I really respect that when people do that.
Again, we come back to the entrees, and I felt that my steak was not worth the $20+ I paid for it, unfortunately, though the pasta was much more affordably priced. And again, in terms of the restaurant as a whole, I loved the ambiance of it. Though I have to say, when we went up to the restaurant, I was kind of shocked because it looked like a converted Denny's. It was just the space itself was not what I was expecting at all. But once you got inside, it was so quaint and cute, and obviously they've done great stuff with it. But still, it was sort of an interesting experience.
So my favorite thing of dessert there is panna cotta, and I love panna cotta, but it's really hard to do panna cotta well. They pair it with these imported cherries that Gianni gets from a special place in Italy that are preserved, that are just, I think, make that dish.
All right, Stacy, this is your restaurant, Incontro, so give us a quick summary.
Well, I love going to Incontro because you feel like you're in Italy, and whether you've been there one time or 20 times, they treat you like family. And they just do a great job of taking those simple, basic, fresh ingredients and putting them together beautifully.
All right, Tom.
I would say, again, great atmosphere, wonderful service. It felt like a really authentic Italian restaurant. Just go with the pasta or the fish. Stay away from the steak.
Okay, and Terrence?
I would say if you're in the East Bay out that direction, you can't make it down to North Beach in San Francisco. A very, very nice substitute for that kind of environment. And I took some of the bread home and had some the next day. It's that good. So for the bread alone, a good place to go if you're in Dublin, San Ramon area.
Fantastic. If you would like to try Incontro Ristorante, it's on San Ramon Valley Boulevard in San Ramon. The telephone number is 925-820-6969. It's open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Friday and dinner on weekends. Reservations are recommended, and the average tab per person without drinks is around $25.